Glorious rising, dear family. I got a video I want to make here. I've been allowing myself, or been giving myself a moment to just allow the thoughts to just accumulate and accumulate and accumulate. So when I push the knowledge out to the world, it can just purge the karma from your souls in the blink of an eye. Yeah? So this video right here, I'm going to call it I Am Myself, Let Me Be It. Explained. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call this video here. This video is going to be called I Am Myself, Let Me Be It. Explained. Who art thou? Who are you? I am who I am. What are you? Who are you? Well, due to all the information I have studied, now take this parable, however you want to take it. What is a parable? A parable is a short story used to illustrate a moral or spiritual lesson. So now, I have this here moral or spiritual less son. I don't think I like that pretty much. I don't like that at all, actually. What else can I call it then? And versus the word less son, because I don't want my son to be less, because since we are the son, I am myself. Remember? EYE, I am myself. You won't really buy it. You won't. My moral predictions of you all knows that you just will not buy this story 100%. I just know that for a fact, because it's like, let's not forget, all of your religious beliefs tell you not to lean on your own brain. So all of your religious beliefs want you to be stupid and opposite of what you put yourself here for. Everything. All of your religious beliefs want you to be opposite of what you put yourself here to be. And what did you put yourself here to do? Live in thine own well-being. I just heard a recessive genoclass individual hop online. And by the way, I'm fully aware that the recessive people are just a messed up part of God. That's exactly what they are, in every literal sense. Whoever thou want to see God as, you see. Whoever thou want to recognize the power that created the universe to be as. Whoever you want to recognize him as. There you go. But from what my understanding sees, God in reality is humanity. God in reality is the soul race. God in reality is us. God in reality is we. All of we. All of humanity. All of we. You dig? Now, that's just a messed up portion of God choosing to put the rest of God through misery because it's fun. That's all it really is at the end of the day. There's just a messed up portion of God putting the rest of God through misery. Through the rest of regular God through misery. That's all it is. Oh man, that just hit my head hard. Kanye West, what he said when he was still alive. He said slavery was a choice. Slavery was a choice. What you mean slavery was a choice? How could something so stupid and evil be recognized as a decision? How? You want to know how? Because, let's not forget, we are one with this universe and all of its history. There's just something really bad inside of our body and in the way of our body's way, which is us being here for our own well-being, you see. Because we put ourselves here for our own well-being. Therefore, I am myself, let me be it, right? So now, due to the history that we have in this here one universe and this one place that we have to recognize our history, due to that, the demon that is just inside of our body ensured that we'd have a moment where we grow up in a world where we have no other option but slavery, meaning this demon that is in our reality, that is in the way of our livelihood. There are things happen. You can find it in the book of Revelation about the third of the planet being murdered. You can find it there to ensure that we would grow up in a world of lies versus the world that we put ourselves to grow up in. We put ourselves here to grow up in. You follow what I'm saying? So now it's like, due to what we were placed here, or due to the influence, the trickery, and the bribery that drove us through that madness and that stupid evil reality of ours that we had for that moment that we had it. Due to that. In other words, we went through slavery to live in slavery. Kanye West, how could Kanye West have been right that slavery was a choice? Because what he said, right? Isn't that what he said? Slavery was a choice. Well, yeah, because there's a really screwed up, jacked up part of humanity that chose to put a regular part of humanity through it. But what inspired the jacked up part of humanity to do it? And how were they able to get tricked and duped into making a choice of putting the rest of themselves through slavery? How is that possible? Well, because the demon that's in the ear of the screwed up part of humanity is the reason why that part of humanity is screwed up in the first place. I am myself, let me be it. But, so, what's up? What's up then? What's up? What are we saying here? What are we saying then? So that means that the screwed up part of humanity chose to put the regular part of humanity through slavery, which gives Kanye West justification of his statement that slavery was a choice. That's exactly what I'm saying. In every way. I don't excuse the so-called white people from this here pool of my belief system here. I believe all of humanity is God. But then it's like you can look at that statement however you want to look at it. Meaning that you can look at the statement in regards of there's just a messed up portion of God and there's an accurate portion of God. Somewhat accurate at least, because you ain't giants no more. And you got something called a Nephilim gene in you that shouldn't be in you at all. Huh? And the thing is, said demon that inspired the screwed up portion of God to put us through slavery is what caused the more messed up portion of God to have its humanity ripped out of it in the first place. So the reason why they were stupid and evil enough to put us through it or choose to go through it, or stupid and evil enough to ensure that we would all go through it, is because they had their humanity ripped out of them so they wouldn't be able to make the smart and good choice to not put us through it. Or should I say the balanced and good choice, good and balanced choice to not put us through it. So how could Kanye West be right that we chose to go through slavery? How could he? There you go. Because all of humanity is God and all of humanity makes a choice at the same time. We only got one reality, one history. Or you could say, nah, man, everybody's different. Everybody's different. No, we are not. Because how could everyone truly be different when we're all essentially the same? Or at least in some kind of field or category or horizon of that statement. You follow what I'm saying? We're all essentially the same. What is an essential? Basic needs. What are our basics? Well, virtually everyone alive who still remembers even a snippet of what the fuck they are wishes they can live well. Everybody does. But the thing is, that's who you are, yeah? You're someone who wants to live good. And everything about you is something that wants to live good. And everything about you is someone who cares about thine own meaning. Now I got this random question to ask. We were built to care about ourselves. So how in the heck could something come along and convince us to do the opposite? You want to know how? Because it ripped the humanity out of us in order to ensure we would be able to be convinced and or tricked to do the opposite. It's really that simple. It really is. I am myself, let me be it. Who art thou? I am peace, respect, balance, and progression. I am calmness, serenity, love, and righteousness. I am what gives, protects life and the ability to live them accurately. What else am I? EYE. What else am I? Our natural moral standards, in other words. Because that's what this is. This type of talk right here is the hood lifted up. That's what this type of talk is. What do I mean by the hood lifted up? What do you mean by the hood lifted parable? The hood lifted parable. Think about it. What is a parable first? Well, once again, I had to look up the word before I started just keep throwing it out there, you know. I don't want to just keep throwing a word out there that I don't know of. That's the whole point of me saying everything I say at any moment or point that I say it, I know the reason why I'm saying it. There's a reason behind everything I do here. How about you? Oh, you know another thing too, before I say the definition of parable, I'm also starting to think that maybe there's not 114 chakras. Maybe there's only 64. I don't believe I don't have 100% lock on belief as to all the information I'm studying here. I really don't, because I know for a fact that everything of this world, everything, is a lie and a truth concomitantly. I know what the truth is all the way, and I know what the lie is all the way. So when it comes to certain information that's out here, even though it's just been out here for a while and things of that nature, there's still things, when I look at it and study it, I think to myself, that still may not be all the way right. No matter what. No matter what I look at, it still may not be all the way right. I am not 100% sure about anything in this world here. I just know that there's a truth to it and there's a lie to it. And the truth is, there's an artificial world built on top of our natural one. Because the truth is, the natural world is the real world and the artificial world is this one. This fake one. This one where we are being led to death every day. Parable though, lift the hood. So a parable is a short story used to illustrate a moral lesson or a spiritual lesson, or used to illustrate moral awareness. I'll say that. Because what does the word awareness mean? It defines as having or showing knowledge or perception of a situation or fact. Yeah? Having or showing. So what about providing it? Okay, so I'll provide a parable. What is a parable? With my remix version of it, since I don't like the word less of a son as a word to just use to label and describe something being put into your head. I don't want a less sun in my eye. I'd rather get in there and mess that up. Oh yeah, speaking of which, I'll go to that in a second. Parable is a short story used to illustrate moral awareness or spiritual awareness. That's what I'm going to say a parable is. Yeah, that's what I'm going to say a parable is. So yeah, the lift the hood parable. The lift the hood parable. Yeah. I'm ready to sink my teeth in deeper anyways. I got a whole bunch of silly stuff I want to say and good stuff at the same time. But moving forward, the lift the hood parable. What is a parable? A parable is a short story used to illustrate moral awareness, or used to provide moral awareness or spiritual awareness. That's what a parable is in my book now. Yeah. And I'm going to be speaking in parables like habitually soon. I dig it. Lift the hood parable though. Lift the hood. The hood of what? Let's say a car, yeah? Because that's what it's talking about in actuality. Could be the hood of everything. It could be the hood of my family and these gangs here. But here, lift the hood of a car. When you lift the hood of a car, what are you doing? You are checking to ensure that the engine under the hood is all in proper functioning capabilities so that the vehicle would be allowed to move the way it was designed to move. You dig what I'm saying? So when you lift the hood of a person, you're checking under his hood then, yeah? That's what this talk is. If that made sense to you. I know my delivery is still not really all the way up to par into which it needs to be. That's because the physicalities needs to be fixed in a lot of ways here. You follow me? And then I have a lot of restrictions on what I can even say to you in the first place. So this is a lift the hood parable. My hood, this talk right here is a lift the hood parable. You see what I'm saying? And ultimately, I am checking the engine to make sure that everything is in the correct place so that everything can run the right way. You dig what I'm saying? I am myself, let me be it. Why am I here then? Because I put myself here long ago to live in peace, love, unity, and advancement. And all things good, beautiful, normal, and natural. And because I gave myself life and the abilities to live them accurately. Me personally, no. It just makes more sense when you say it with the I. That's why I'm saying it like that. And I am myself, let me be it. But who art thou? I am a person for mine own well-being. Just you though? That sounds really selfish, huh? Well, I'd like for it to be, but it turns out a lot of things happen to me to ensure that I'd be everywhere. So now it's like I just want all of me well, if that makes sense. Just gonna say words like that and put them online. I just want all of me to be well now. How about that? Because all of me is here for its own well-being. Just logic. All of me is here for its own well-being, isn't it? When you think about the natural moral standards I just kicked to you, all of me is here for its own well-being. All of me is here for its own well-being. It ain't here for its own evil being. Do you think humanity is here to enslave itself? Well, if you leave it to the messed up portion of God, they'll tell you, yeah, it sure is. Humanity is only here to suffer to death endlessly. That's why we're doing it to them, making sure that they go through it every day and not giving them any other choice or way out of it or any other option to see any kind of daylight out of it. But why are we doing it? Oh, because our master and our ruler is telling us to. What? Well, why is she telling you to do it? Or why is it telling you to do it? Damn it, I just called it a she, didn't I? Well, that's what it is. Tired of hiding it from you. It's a she. Well, at least it looks like one. Did you know the devil doesn't even have a gender technically either? Why is it doing it? Well, because it is evil. And it is trying to replace the King of Kings' reasoning for being here with its reasoning for being here. This is all really simple. This is the parable. I am myself, let me be a parable. I am myself, let me be it. Who are you? Myself. Who is yourself? Just so happens to be a portion of God. Who's God? The source of all moral authority and the divine creator of the universe, right? Created the universe and all things in it, right? I'm just about to ultra hyper simplify this video real quick. I'm just about to ultra hyper simplify what I'm saying. So, what I believe right now currently, which is the all the way truth of truths, if you want to believe it is or not, to me, in my eye, it is the truth. I believe that the King of Kings is the mind of minds. The King of Kings is the heart of hearts. And the King of Kings is the body of bodies, all in one and one for all. That's what I believe in. If I was to talk as urban to you as possible, when it comes to the person you know of as Jesus, we are this nigga. Period. How? More details. There is a cosmic string of energy within our third eyes of his stringing from our head, in which connects directly to him, our true source, or at least our mind heart source, because he is our mind and heart. Remember, I just said it. You call him the King of Kings. Do you not notice the fragrant, fruitful details of that statement there? What are the good and bads of that statement? What are the negatives and positives of the statement of this statement? Yeshua is the King of all kings. Yahweh Shai is the King of Kings. It's the same person, just a different name. Just because it's a different name, that doesn't mean it can represent the same person. Because just like these definitions, guess what? They have many, many, many ways to label and describe what they are, but they still have one meaning of one word. It's still one meaning of one word, or one meaning in one word, however you'd like to put it, like the definition of the word right. How many times do you see in the definition of the word right, it defines as what's morally good or justifiable? That's what right is. What's morally good or justifiable. What's morally good or justifiable. Not immorally, just morally good. Morally good. Why does it say morally first and then good second? Because morals is how you recognize it. And good is what you act out in. In other words, this is how you recognize what is right. And good is the right you decide to act in, if that makes sense. I am myself, let me be it. The King of Kings is the mind of minds, the King of Kings is the heart of hearts, and the King of Kings is the body of bodies, all in one and one for all. When it comes to your Jesus, who you know of as Jesus, we are that man. We are him. We are Jesus. We are the King of Kings. We are him. Believe it if you want to. If you want. Our mind comes from him. We are all connected to him. So why not be him versus what the outside, external evil of this world wants you to be? Remember, trust the spirit, respect the soul, reject all evil. That's the foundation of the spiritual infrastructure. Who is the spirit? Literally, the King of Kings himself, or itself. You want to know what Yeshua is? You don't have to say the King of Kings. You want to know what you can say? You can say that he's the power of powers. You don't even have to say he is the power of powers. You can just say Yeshua is the power of powers, or it's the power of powers. What does the word power mean? Yeshua is literally the power of powers in our universe. Yahusha, Yahweh Shai, Inky, Ra, Amun, Horus. What gave those beings their lives, those so-called gods from our history books, what gave those beings their abilities to be, that's the creator of the universe itself. Buy it if you want. But in other words, we are that power. We are it. It is us, living to and through us right now as we speak, breathe, and live together in this one reality that we have. It only has one yesterday and day before and so on. We only got one history. It just all connects to this truth here. That's why I'm just leaning on it so much, because it's helping it make more sense to me. Who am I? A person who's here to live for his own well-being. I am myself, let me be it. I don't want to be what you want me to be. I want to be what I want me to be, literally. But see, here's the thing. No one can see that type of concept due to all the splinters and or motes in their eye. You cannot remove splinters or motes from someone else's eyes. And you have planks and or beams in your eye. Notice that scripture, it says eye. It doesn't say eyes plural. I always thought it says eyes plural. It does, but that's because everyone has their own individual eye. You see, everyone does. There are two eyes and their one eye. The third eye, the one that sees all, literally, because it's the ability to perceive. That's all it is. That's why you're able to, that's why it's the eye, because it gives you the ability to see everything, literally. And once you really tap into it, you'll just recognize how normal this power actually is. This is a normal power to have. It's a very normal capability. What does the word power literally mean? The ability to do something or act in a particular way, especially as a faculty or quality. The ability to do something or act in a particular way. The ability to do something. The ability to do something. Just stay right there for a moment. The ability to do something. So that means that the King of Kings, I call him the power of powers, literally, because that's what it is. King Yeshua, or the Savior who actually already saved us long ago, 1,000 years ago, according to some stories, 2,000 years ago, according to what I first started out with knowing. That being, that magnificent essence of power, what it really is in actuality is the ability to do something of the abilities to do something. Literally, according to the knowledge I've gathered. That's what the true King of Kings is. Our abilities to do something, of our abilities to do something. But are y'all gonna tap into that idea? No. Want to know why? Because these religions teach you to do the opposite. See you as nothing and what's outside of you as everything. See yourself as nothing. See yourself decrease as what's outside of you increases. You know what? I'm about to say something goofy to close this video out. Not if I haven't said anything goofy all the way up until now. What can I say that'll be a little goofy? Oh. Maybe this won't be so goofy. It'll be kind of serious, kind of real. Just to send some love and praise. Yeah, I'll swap it up then. I'm going to end this video by saying this. African news, the African news diaspora, the African news network diaspora that had what could potentially be my future wife, Vicky Diller, on. The African news diaspora. Yeah, I just said that out loud. I said I may say something silly, right? What could have potentially be my future wifey, Vicky Diller, was on the African news diaspora. Oh my God, you said it twice. I did, and I'm still gonna post this video. I don't care. I really love the whole. I love all of us as a whole. But like I said, there's just a messed up portion of us, and then there's a correct portion of us. And the messed up portion of us just so happening to choose to drive us through slavery so we can live in slavery. Because we only went through slavery so we can live in slavery. Moving forward, though. The African News Network diaspora, the African Network. Oh, I got to get the names right here. I'm kind of sick of names, honestly. There's just a name to everything. I'm tired of it. I'm just ready for the oneness. I'm ready for our reality of oneness and the Father's heart and all that jazz. But There's another woman that I would love to see on that network. And I just want to say this out loud just so it can possibly manifest someday. I've seen on the African News Channel Diaspora Network, I've seen multiple magnificent sisters go upon there, and they were just reporting what they're, of course, what they're being told to report on, due to what the network or whatever have you they're signing up to do. There's one woman in particular. This is what I'm ultimately trying to say. There's one woman in particular I really hope one day gets on there. And I think you all know who it is if you've been listening to me rant on. I would love to one day see EVA, a table flipping Nita, on the African News Channel Diaspora Network one day. I just want to say that out loud. I also say things like this out loud. I would like to see 85 South Show on the Netflix special, or at least have a Netflix special or something like that. I actually commented that one time, and then like a month or so later, I saw him on Netflix. Huh. I'm not gonna say it was my fault. It's the reason why it happened, but I mean, dang, who else is trying to send hyper praise to everybody simultaneously just to stop them from screwing up their own lives? Kanye West, slavery was a choice. Hold on for a second. You know, before I go on to talking about how badly I would like to see EVA, a table flipping Nita, on the African News Channel Diaspora Network reporting some things one day, I just want to say this. Right now, humanity is choosing to put us through more slavery. At least the messed up portion of humanity is. And you want to know what's happening to the rest of the humanity that ain't messed up, but it's only like kind of lost because of all the planks and splinters in their eye? We're choosing to go with it. Why do we shouldn't go back to farming? Go back to free food. Go back to where everything is natural. If it don't come from the dirt, it's going to hurt. If your food don't come from the dirt, it's going to hurt. I want to say those words too. If your food don't come from the dirt, it's going to hurt. I want to say those words. I just want to put those words in this video. I just want to say those words. If your food don't come from the dirt, it's going to hurt. Meaning if it ain't coming from a natural source, it's going to kill you slowly. Artificial world built on top of our natural world. And until it's completely disintegrated in every way, we will be only on the line of suffering to death. And if you get out of that line, we need to do more. We just need to do more, you know what I'm saying? So we can stop it from ensuring that this is going to be our way. Oh, here's another thing too. There is just something really evil within our universal body that is just in the way. It's not really about anything. It's not really about money. It's not really about women. It's not really about anything. There's just something really evil in the way of our way, because we are the universe and its history. So there's just something really evil in the way of our way. And until we get it all the way out the way, and all the remnant of what it inspired us to leave behind by it telling us to do so, then we'll just be stuck in its way and on its line. I would like to see EVA Anita, or EVA a table flipping Nita, on the African News Network Diaspora, delivering some solution thoughts, some love, and some things to the family. I just want to see that. I just want to say that out loud and see if that can possibly manifest in any kind of way, or even if she would be interested. It's all y'all choice at the end of the day. I'm just going to say the words out loud. Maybe it'll happen. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. I love you all very much. I really do. But yeah, I don't have too much more to say after this. But speaking of the future, I just want to talk black to y'all so much. But we'll get there, huh? Maybe. Just want to do so much good, man. I got like a universal explosion of good energy to just explode off in y'all right now. Was that a pause? Because I mean, that was kind of the world is technically being ran by a woman. So, I mean, I'm about to explode off in a woman in a way. So, I mean, in a way I am, right? So, I mean, maybe not. Let me just leave that out, period. Well, I can't edit it. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. This is not a victim mentality. I'm just aware of what struck me, aware of what's stricken we, and aware of what will not stop striking us at all. Which is why It ain't about a competition with me. It's only about the awareness and knowledge of what needs to be stopped. The strikes. I don't desire to be your king or your leader. I only desire to do or say something that will convince you all, and or that will protect you all from the strikes. Or strikers, should I say. Because you don't even know they're striking you, or how they're striking you, or where they're even striking you at, or even why they're doing it. You all don't know jack squat. You need to know more. The more you know, the better you'll be, right? Isn't that the saying? Who was that made the song? Know better so you did better, right? I'm never making that noise ever again in my life. Therefore, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Matthew 22:39. Defend your neighbor as you defend yourself. At least those who are worthy. Because don't forget, there's a messed up portion of God and there's a regular portion of God, right? When you begin to gain and harness capital discernment, you'll be able to see that and stop them from making you like them. Messed up. Mess the eye of planks they put in your head up versus you messing your own eye up as they want you to believe you're doing if you give rise to the galactic Messiah. For we are the galactic Messiah, just believe it. Black unity, globally. Peace, love, unity, and advancement to you all, my family.